So here's how you do it. So what I'm going to do is I had already opened up the video before. And you know what? I'm just going to close that out so that way you can see from the very beginning. So here's the video. And so now I'm going to go into Schoology. So let's say I'm going to put it right here, right? So what I was thinking is like a 15-minute, if you're going to be asking them questions, so maybe first 15 minutes and then the questions and then uh, the second 15 minutes questions and then I think this one was yeah, it was like about an hour. Okay, so 4. So this is just me in my brain, but you can organize it however you want it to because you can actually you can insert all 4 of the chunks inside one assessment or assignment if you wanted to do it like that. The other thing too, if you wanted it to look like this, like if, and this is a page, so the downside to making it a page is then you can't ask the question unless you did like the question after it. But anyways, that's just to make it fancy. If not, it would look like this, right? Because this is an assignment. Yeah, and that's just a folder. Yeah, assignment. So like assignments, I call that one video, but it's just an assignment, right? Okay, so, all right, so let's just say we're gonna make it an assignment because we're gonna ask questions about the 15-minute chunks. Okay, so here's the video, all 58 minutes of it. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is get the HTML code. So click on the share arrow. So instead of hitting copy here, what you're gonna do is click on this embed one. Okay, so then from here, here's the code. So now in here, actually, you know what? I'm gonna delete it like how it would look without anything. Okay, so click on share, embed code. Okay, so here's what you have. So if you wanted to show all 58 minutes, all you'd have to do is copy all of this HTML code. Okay, you can just hit copy. But what we're going to do is we're going to tell it when to start it and when to end it. All right, so to do that, you can start it like just by checking this button and then tell it where to start the video. So if you wanted to start it like in the middle, but the thing about that is it doesn't have the end. So we're going to have to tell it in the code when to end it because we just want it in 15-minute chunks. And then the other things you can do too is you can show the player controls. So like down here, you can give the kids the ability to fast forward, rewind, all that stuff, the player controls. If you don't want that, you can uncheck it. I think it defaults to be on, so the kids have the fast forward and they can change the speed and all that stuff, but you can turn it off. This one right here, this is good to have on because if the kids are logged into Genesis with their S number, this will turn off like the commercials that pop up here. So it's good to have that enabled, right, or turned on. Okay, so it's good to have that. This one, I guess that just depends on if you want them to have that ability or not. And then let's see. Yeah, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'll do the 4 chunks so that way you can see the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on and we're going to say this is the first chunk. So right here when I was testing it right now, I had put it to start the video at 1 second, which is okay because what that does then in the code, if you look in here, so here the SRC, that just means source, and then this part is just the up to right here, right before that question mark, that's just the URL, nothing fancy. Okay, so that's the URL. Now the good part starts right here at the question mark. So the question mark, and then here it says start equals 1. So that's what this is. It's telling it to start at 1 second. What we're going to do is I'm going to click on here and then I'm going to put ampersand. Okay, so start at 1 and end at, so 15 minutes, 15 times 60 seconds. So this is by seconds. So that's 900. So 900 seconds is 15 minutes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 9 seconds so that way you can kind of see the example. Okay, so it's going to start at 1 second and it's going to end at 9 seconds. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so from here, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit copy. And then I'm going to go back into Schoology. And let's say I want to put it right here. And I'm going to make it an assignment because I'm going to ask questions. If you wanted to make it a quiz, I guess you could too. But anyways, okay, so click on assignment. And then, okay, so in here I'm going to put, whatever you want to call it, video part 1. And then in here's where you're going to put the video, or you're going to embed the code. So if you want to give them directions, so you can say watch part 1 and answer the questions. Actually, you know what? Oh yeah, we're gonna have to make it 8. So to add questions, here I'm just gonna hit cancel. Let's make it a test quiz and see if we can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna do video part 1. Yeah, you can change all this stuff, the daily grade, the period that you want it to go to, if you have them linked like I do. Okay, so then now we're gonna create it. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna create it. And here we're gonna add, yeah, we're gonna add a question. Okay, so let's say it was a multiple choice question. Okay, so in here you can say watch part 1 and answer the question. Okay, so right underneath it is where we're going to put the video, and then under the video is where we're going to put the question. Okay, and then here's the answer choices. Okay, and this is just one way to do it. You can do it another way too if you wanted to do that. So we're going to insert content. That's the next thing. We're going to insert image/media. We're going to put from the web and then media. Okay, so in here, the code that we copied a little while ago, I'm going to paste it in here. Insert it. Okay, so now here's the yellow box means that's the video. Okay, so now I'm just going to click one time over here and you can see the little black lines. That's the cursor. So I'm going to hit enter. And so what is the main point of the clip? Okay, so now in here we're going to put answer choice. So I don't know, cars, trucks, motorcycles, trains. And let's say that was the right answer. Okay, so we can add more, remove, you know how to do all that stuff. Okay, time to question, all that stuff. And then we can create another question now, which is going to be the next chunk of the video. So I'm going to hit create question. Actually, yeah, after this. So then here is the video, at least the first chunk, which is the 9 seconds, right? So I'm going to hit play just so that way you can see what it does at this point. Ah, you know what? I just noticed. Oh no, okay. I was worried that even though it says 58.50, it was going to keep going, but no, it stopped right at 9 seconds, you see. Okay, so it stopped at 9 seconds. So then from here, right, so this was your directions, and you could make the font bigger so that way it stands out more. And then here's the question, or actually the question prompt. So if we wanted to see it as a student, I think we can preview it. Yeah, start new attempt. So here's the, like I said, you can make, I would make the font bigger, all that stuff, so it stands out. And then here, what's the main point of the clip? And then that, and then submit, right? So then now let's put the next chunks. Yeah, leave. Okay, so that's the first one. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back into it. So I'm gonna hit edit. This is the clip. I'm gonna go back in there and change the 9 seconds to 900 seconds because we want 15 minutes, right? So I'm gonna switch. You see how when I hover it says switch to HTML? So I'm gonna click on that. And this is the code that we had pasted earlier. So I'm gonna look for, here's the URL, and here's the question mark, and then here's where it says start at 1, and it added the ampersand. I don't know why it added that, but anyways, it's gonna end at 9 seconds. So in here I'm gonna put 900. Okay, so it's gonna end at 900. So it's gonna go from 1 second to 900. That's 15 minutes. And since I'm in here, I'm actually gonna copy this part. So everything that's between this P, that means a paragraph. And then iframe, oh, you know what? I didn't go far enough. So I'm gonna copy to right here. So from this P and this P, those are the tags that tell it it's a paragraph. This is the opening tag, and then this is the closing tag because it's got that forward slash. But anyways, I'm just copying this little chunk of code. Okay, and then there's the question. Okay, so then since I'm done with this, I'm just gonna, again, go to the little dots over here, and I'm gonna switch it back to visual. So here it is again. And then I'm going to save the question because I changed that code, remember? So I'm gonna save the question. Okay, so now this will go for 900 seconds. So now we're gonna add another question, which is the next one. Another multiple choice, or if you wanted to make it short answer or whatever, you can do that. So I'm gonna do multiple choice just for this example. So this one is watch part 2. I'm gonna hit enter. The square image / media from the web media. Okay, so in here I'm gonna paste it, but now we're gonna change the code. So I'm just, I'm scrolling, and here's where we got the start. Okay, so this time this is the second chunk, so we want it to start at 900 and then go to, let's see, I'm gonna do the math. What's 30 minutes times 60 seconds? So 1800. Okay, so I'm gonna want it to start at 900 and then end at 1800. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit insert. Okay, so here's the second part. I'm gonna click over here on the outside of the box. So there's my cursor in black. I'm just gonna hit enter. Okay, what is the main, or whatever you want to task, what is the main point? And then again, your new answer choices: cat, dogs, ferret, horse. Okay, there's your correct answer. And you could do all this other stuff if you wanted to do that. You can align it to your teaks. So then now I'm going to create this question. Okay, so here's the first chunk. Here's the second chunk. And this one I'm going to hit play just to see if it starts at 900 seconds. And yeah, so right here, it went to 15. These stupid things. Okay, yeah, I don't know why these things still keep popping up, but anyways, okay, yeah, they're old enough that they can close that stuff out. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the third chunk. So add a question, multiple choice. Watch part 3. Hit enter. The square, media, from the web, and I still have that code saved in my clipboard, I think. Anyways, I'm going to hit media in the field. I'm going to do paste, and so now I'm going to go again to the start, and what was it? I already forgot what it was 30 minutes, right? So 30 minutes times 60 seconds. Okay, so it was 1800. So we want it to start at 1800 seconds and end at, now it's going to go to 45 minutes. 45 times 60 at 2700 seconds. Okay, so 2700. I'm going to insert. Okay, so here's the new chunk. Click on the outside, hit enter. And so here's my next question. What is the main point? And then again, English, science, social studies, math. Our correct answer. Create the question. Okay, so now we got first chunk, second chunk, third chunk. So I'm going to play it just to see if it starts at, yep, 30 minutes, and it goes to, let me see this one. Yeah, okay, so that one starts at 15